Jesus' third word, a word of love. Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to her, "Woman, here is your son," and to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that time on, the disciple took her into his home. This is the word of our Lord. Care for his mother. That was the one thing that Jesus was focusing on at this moment. Right? Don't get me wrong, Jesus was always focused on loving his neighbor, and that included love for his mother. But at this moment, with the blood flowing, with the nails through his hands and feet, with his back torn open by the whip and rubbing against the wooden cross, now he has words for his mother. Not only that, all the wrath of God beating down on him, bearing down on him like a freight train, and this was the one thing on his mind? It was. It was because he took some of what little strength that he had remaining and spoke this word of love. We can comprehend it as we think it through. Yes, family matters. And yes, love for mothers, it matters definitely. But Jesus is telling us more than just that. As we recognize Jesus rightly was caring for his mother even in this moment as he was nearing his death, we recognize how we have failed to do the same. We have failed to have loving words for, yes, even our mothers, even those who have cared for us more than anyone else. Jesus' loving words here remind us once again how much in place of kind words, loveless words come out. And sometimes we can't even explain that we were in a bad situation. Sometimes the only reason that it happened was because we felt like it. In his word of love, not only do we see Jesus loving his mother, we see Jesus our substitute. That means he loved his mother perfectly. He obeyed that fourth commandment, honor your father and mother, perfectly where you and I did not. He obeyed that fifth commandment about loving his neighbor, and he did that without fail, even from the cross, where you and I did not. The interesting thing is we might be inclined to think, well, Mary was special, wasn't she? Mary deserved some of that extra love, right? That extra concern from Jesus because of who she was. But rather than play up how special Mary was, yes, she was blessed, but Jesus didn't play that up earlier on in his ministry. Do you recall the time that Mary and went to see Jesus and the people said, "Your mother and your brothers and sisters are here"? Jesus said this, "Who is my mother and my brother and my sister?" Pointing to his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers and my sisters. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother." So when Jesus says, "Whoever does the will of my Father in heaven," we recognize what is that will of his Father. What does God want from people? He wants all men to be saved and to come to a knowledge of the truth. He wants people to believe. Who are those dear relatives of Jesus? Who are members of his family? Those who believe in him. Those who say, "Yes, Jesus, I'm going to go to recognize Good Friday in church and gather in worship because I believe that what you did on the cross so many years ago is of value for me. It shows your love for me. And so, Jesus' word of love for his mother, Jesus' word of love covers you and me as well.